more difficult to spot. Coming up on the right, that animal with the striped legs, that is an okapi. The okapi, although it does have legs that are similar to a zebra's, it's actually the relative of the giraffe. And like the giraffe, it has a very long tongue, which it uses to eat leaves off the trees. But its tongue is actually so long that if the okapi wanted to, it could lick its own eyeballs.
Back end looks like a zebra.
Also out there to the right, you're going to see that smaller animal. It's a little darker brown. It's laying down. That's a yellowback duiker. Now the yellowback duiker, when it gets scared, it's going to make a high-pitched whistling noise, and it's going to dive into the bushes. That is what duiker means. It means diving. We're going to be coming around to a watering hole on our left-hand side. It's a great gathering spot for animals. Let's see if there's anything gathered around here. It looks like out there to the left, standing up there, is a black rhino out there. Now the black rhino, it can weigh about 3,000 pounds. It can charge speeds of 35 miles per hour. Its only known predator is the human. Humans are poaching black rhinos for their horns, and their horns are made of keratin, which can actually be found in your hair and fingernails. It's a silly reason to be poaching them. There's another one out there near that pile of rocks. It's laying down, so it's a little bit harder to see that one. And there are less than 5,000 black rhino left in the world today due to the impact of poaching. Out here to the right, these tan antelope, those are greater kudu. And it looks like they're female greater kudu as they don't have any horns. At greater kudu, they can be about 55 inches at shoulder height, so they can be pretty tall. Coming up on our left, these darker brown antelope out here on the hill. These are bongos. They're actually known as the ghost of the forest because they are very rarely seen. And if you look closely, there are actually two baby bongo out there. They're going to be the ones without the horns.
Baby bongo, I can't even say it. Baby bongo.
And we're going to be leaving Little Aturi Forest and heading into Safi River. Safi River is home to animals such as the hippopotamus and the crocodile. So maybe we'll see some of those. It does look like coming up on the right there is a hippo in the water. You can just barely see this. I think that's its eyes out of the water. Now hippos, they do like to spend most of their time in the water. That way they can keep from overheating. They can stay underwater for about 8 minutes before they need to come up for air. Looks like there might be two of them out there. One's completely submerged in the water. And coming up on our left, there's a whole group of hippos in the water. And a group of hippos is known as a bloat. Bloat hippopotamus.
See the hippos swimming?
Also out there to the left on the island and in the water, those are pink-backed pelicans. They get their name for the pink coloration that they turn during mating season. And pink-backed pelicans, they like to nest in large groups, so you can find them nesting in pairs of 20 to 500, which is a lot of birds.
I wonder how they keep those groups there. Feed them enough.
And hippos, the funny thing about them, they don't swim. They actually walk along the bottom edge of the water, which is what this hippo out here is doing.
Well, look at him. Look at him, look at him. He's walking in the water. They don't swim, I never do that. They just walk along the bottom.
Out to the left are some Nile crocodile. The Nile crocodile has a super strong jaw. It can actually crush bones in just one bite. And they're very vicious animals. They'll eat pretty much anything they can catch, whether that be zebras, small hippos, or sometimes even other crocodile. So definitely not an animal you want to mess with. In just a few moments, we're going to be heading into the savannah. The savannah is home to animals such as the lion, the cheetah, the elephant, and the giraffe, among many others. So maybe we'll spot some of those as we head on in. At first, over to the right, there is a baobab tree. It's also known as an upside-down tree, as it kind of looks like it has roots on the top. And the baobab tree, it can be leafless for up to 9 months of the year. That way it can conserve water. Alright, here we are in the savannah. It's a little quiet, but there's also something running coming up on our right. We're gonna get a closer look. It does look like these are the water bucks. The water buck is gonna emit an oily secretion that does make its fur basically waterproof. However, it also does make the water buck smell very bad, so I recommend never going near a water buck.
Yeah.
Let's see the water bucks.
Yeah.
They smell.
Look, Penny, look at the water buck. They smell. Oh. Hey, that just
Super duper pooper scooper.
I said super duper super super. Big way. Ooh, that's a car. I can, yeah, I can tell. Sounds like when we lived on the farm.
There to the left near that fallen tree, it looks like there's some African wild dogs. There's also one near the rock formation out there.
Wild dogs.
African wild dog is also known as the painted dog, as its fur kind of looks like it has splotches of paint on it. They're in a different subspecies than the domesticated dog. They only have 4 toes on each paw, whereas your dog at home has 5. And while you might think they would make a bark or a howl like most other dogs, they actually make a chirping noise, which makes it sound kind of like a bird or a squeaky toy. However, don't let that fool you. These are the most successful hunters out on the African savannah. They have an 80% catch rate, as they will chase their prey until it tires out and passes out from exhaustion. Passing by on the right, then again on the left, these are termite mounds. They are made of dirt, dung, and saliva, so they're a little gross, but they're actually rock hard and very useful for animals out in the savannah. Larger animals like giraffe and elephants will use them as a scratching post. Smaller animals will use them as a lookout post.
This is really cool. You like this, man?
Yeah.
Ben's right.
Coming up on the right, we're going to see these small tan antelope laying down out there. Those are Springbok. They get their name from what they do when they're scared. They'll spring up in the air repeatedly, about 6 feet. Springbok are also very fast. They can move speeds of 50 to 60 miles per hour, and they can leap forward about 13 feet. So even though they're small, they're very powerful.
They are pretty, yeah. You want us to wait for them? They're all very quiet.
And coming around the corner on the left is going to be Monkey Point. It's the known hangout for the mandrills, so keep an eye out for them. They may be hanging around. It also looks like there's going to be an elephant coming up on our right-hand side.
Oh, there's an elephant. See the elephant?
Looks like
pictures
that
if you
elephant's
want.
gonna come to the watering hole, maybe get a drink. However, it doesn't look like there are any mandrills out there to the left today. Looks like they're hiding.
Take as many pictures
Well,
as
this is an
you
African
want.
elephant, not just because we're in Africa, but its ears are actually kind of shaped in Africa.
Take as many pictures as you want. They have their trunks on. Take as many pictures as you want. They have their trunks on. That's a Jungle Cruise joke.
Oh, yeah.
Huh. Looks like my normal road is closed. I guess we're gonna have to take this back road, see where it leads. No, this doesn't look very safe. It's not too long though. I think we can make it across. See? Nothing to worry about. We made it. Does look like we may be deeper into elephant country though, as out to the right those are elephant tusk marks. And out to the left in the distance it looks like there are some elephants. It looks like it's a whole parade of elephants. That is what a group of elephants is called, a parade. And because it is a group of elephants, we know that they're all adult, female, and the young. Because at about 13 or 14, the male elephant, it will mature and it will go off to live life on its own. Let's see if we can't get a closer look as we come around. Looks like they're all out there to the left. Now, elephant ears, they do act as a cooling device for them. Elephants can flap their ears, like some of those out there are doing, and it'll actually cool their body temperature down by about 15 degrees. Going up on the left, there's some greater flamingo out there. Greater flamingo is the lightest shade pink of all the flamingo. However, they don't start off that color. They're actually gray at birth, and they get their pink coloration from the food that they eat, which is normally brine shrimp and other sea creatures. And this is a group of flamingos, which is known as a flamboyance. A flamboyance of flamingo.
Never knew that. They get their color from the thing.
Alright, it does look like there may be an animal on the road up ahead, as the truck in front of us hasn't moved. So we're going to hang out here with the flamingos for a little bit.
But your homeowners association love it.
I know, right? There's an animal up there.
Alright, it does look like we're getting back on the move. So let's head on in and see if we can't spot what was holding up the traffic. Coming up on the left, we're going to see these dark brown antelope out here. These are Bontebok. They're a close relative of the wildebeest. At one time, the Bontebok was considered a pest, and so they were hunted to almost extinction. There were about 17 of them left until they got taken into reserves, and now you can only pretty much find them on a reserve like this one. And while most antelopes, they're great at jumping, the Bontebok, it actually can't jump. However, the Bontebok is a wonderful crawler, so you can find it crawling on the ground sometimes. And we're going to be coming around the corner into big cat country. So be on the lookout for any big cats that may be roaming around. It does look like coming up on the left on this hill out here, there's a cheetah. Now the cheetah is the fastest land animal. It can move speeds of around 60 miles per hour. However, it can't maintain those speeds very long. It can only go a few hundred yards. The rest does slow down and stop. Looks like there are two cheetahs out there. There's one laying down and then there's one walking around back there. And the cheetah's tail is actually used to help change direction. She's kind of like the rudder on a boat. Looks like there's a third or fourth one coming up on our left.
Yeah.
These are both walking around. The cheetah is actually the only big cat that does its hunting during the day, as cheetahs don't have very good eyesight.
Oh, he's coming over here. Oh,
Coming around this corner, we're going to be seeing Kobe Rock. It's the known hangout for the lions, so keep a lookout for them. They may be hanging around.
No, we don't want to try in the world.
If you can't see him,
So out to the right, we're going to see those Bontebok again. Also out to the right, there are some white rhinos out there. Oh, the white rhino is a lot larger than the black rhino. They can weigh about 5,000 pounds, so they can be very big.
How big those lions are. No, they're going away from us.
And it does look like out to the left, you can just barely see it, but there is a lion. It looks like it's taking a nap. It's not surprising to find a lion taking a nap, though, as they sleep around 16 to 20 hours each day. And then at night, that's when they do everything they're going to do. So at night, the female lions will go out hunting, while the male lion, he'll stay home, protect the territory and the cubs. So there's a female lion right there, and there might be a male lion on the other side.
Is he sleeping?
it's way up there.
And everyone does need to remain seated. Thank you.
Lions sleep during the day.
Coming up on the left, there are a few warthogs out there taking a nap. The warthog is the largest burrowing animal. It makes its burrow with its snout, its tusks, and its feet. Once it's done, it'll back into the burrow. That way its tusks are sticking out to ward off any predators. We're also going to see these white rhino again on our right. This is a group of rhinos, which is known as a crash of rhinos.
Look, there's more rhinos.
We're going to see those Montauk again as well.
They're fighting.
And coming up on the right, we're going to see a few ostrich. Ostrich is the largest bird, and although it does have wings, it can't fly. Those wings do serve a purpose, though. When the ostrich are running, the wings are used to change direction. Looks like some of these are enjoying the mud today.
Oh, yeah, right here. There's 3 or 4.
Here to the right, these are scimitar horned oryx. They get their name for their scimitar-shaped horns, and the scimitar is a sword found in the Middle East. The scimitar horned oryx can go up to 9 months without needing to drink water. Looks like there are quite a few of them out here today. And also out here to the right, these yellow-billed storks. They have a wingspan of around 5 feet, and they are a carnivorous bird, so they eat small animals like fish, frogs, and snakes. Well, it does look like we're nearing the end of our journey together. Hopefully you saw many of your favorite animals, maybe got a few pictures. If not, you can always come back, as no 2 safaris are ever the same. You may see completely different animals, you may see the same. We don't know, as these animals are wild and they go where they want. However, many of the animals we saw today are endangered, which isn't good. They don't need to be endangered. So with help from conservation funds, like Disney's Conservation Fund, we can help prevent endangerment and extinction for these animals in the wild. So if you'd like to find out more about Disney's Conservation Fund and what they're doing to help these animals, you can talk to anyone in the village of Harambe. I'm sure they'd be more than happy to help you out. If you're looking to see more animals, I recommend checking out Gorilla Falls. It's a 15-minute trail where you can see gorillas, monkeys, meerkats, naked mole rats, birds, hippos, and many other animals. It's going to be just past the exit. Once you see your stroller parking, you're going to take a right to go to Gorilla Falls. You're going to take a left to go back to the village of Harambe, and anywhere else you'd like to go in Disney's Animal Kingdom. And if I have any wilderness explorers on board, you're riding aboard Simba 1. You're going to get your badges just outside the exit. And here in Harambe, we don't like to say goodbye, as goodbyes are much too sad and far too final. Instead, we say Kwaherini, which means to go well. So, Kwaherini, everyone. Have a great rest of your day at Disney's Animal Kingdom.